Welcome to 10-Minute English Stories. Today, we have a very special story for you. This story is about a real change. A change that starts very small, but ends very big. So get comfortable, let's begin. Imagine this. You wake up every morning feeling tired. Your phone shows 47 missed calls from the bank. Your fridge is almost empty. Your boss just fired you. And your best friend stopped talking to you. This was Alex's life, and he was only 28 years old. Most people in his position would give up, and honestly, Alex almost did. But one night, at 2 a.m., sitting alone in his small apartment, he found a book. That book didn't just change his habits, it changed who he was. Today, we're going to learn that story. We are going to learn 10 habits, 10 small habits that changed everything for Alex. And maybe, just maybe, they can change things for you too. Alex Carter was 28 years old. He lived in Chicago in a small apartment. The apartment was on the 3rd floor. The elevator was always broken. So every day, Alex walked up those old, tired stairs. Just like his life, always going up, but always feeling heavy. Alex was a smart guy. He went to a good school. He had big dreams. He wanted to be a writer. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted to make his mother proud. But life did not go the way he planned. After college, he got a small job at a marketing company. The pay was low, the hours were long, but Alex stayed. He told himself, one day things will get better. But that day never came, not for a long time. Years passed. Alex stopped writing. He stopped exercising. He stopped calling his mother. He just stopped. Every night he would sit on his couch, watch TV, eat junk food, and then fall asleep feeling bad about himself. Then one morning his boss called him into the office. "Alex," his boss said slowly, "I'm sorry, we have to let you go." Alex walked out of that office in silence. He felt nothing, and that was the scariest part. Alex went home. He sat on the floor, not on the couch, on the floor, because somehow the floor felt right. He looked around his apartment, dirty dishes in the sink, old takeout boxes on the table, clothes everywhere, and in the corner, a dusty old desk with a notebook on it, unopened for 3 years. He used to write every single day. Now he couldn't even look at that notebook. Alex had not just lost his job, he had lost himself. That night he couldn't sleep. He walked to his window. The city lights were bright outside, but inside, everything felt dark. He picked up his phone and called his mother. "Mom, I don't know what to do," he said. His mother was quiet for a moment. Then she said softly, "Alex, go find something to read. Read something that helps." Alex laughed a little. "Read a book, Mom? That's your advice?" "Yes," she said. "Start there." He put down the phone, walked to the corner of his room, and pulled out a small box of old books from under his bed. Under science books and old magazines, he found it, a small orange book. He had bought it 2 years ago, but never opened it. The title said, "Atomic Habits." He sat back down on the floor, opened the first page, and started to read. Habit 1. Start tiny. The 2-minute rule. Alex read for hours that night. The book said something that stopped him cold. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. He read that line 3 times. He didn't fully understand it yet, but something inside him felt it. The book talked about starting tiny, the 2-minute rule. It said, any habit can be started in just 2 minutes. Want to exercise? Just put on your shoes. Want to write? Just write 1 sentence. Want to read? Just open the book. Alex thought that was too simple. 2 minutes? That's nothing, he said to himself. But he was wrong. 2 minutes was everything. The next morning, Alex did not try to write a whole story. He just opened his notebook and wrote one sentence. Just one. My name is Alex, and I am trying again. He closed the notebook. That was it. Day 1 was done. It felt silly, but it also felt real. Habit 2. Make it obvious. Habit stacking. The book had another idea. It called it habit stacking. Connect a new habit to something you already do every day. Example, every morning after you brush your teeth, that's when you do your new habit. Alex thought about his morning. He always made coffee every single day without fail. So he decided, after I make my coffee, I will open my notebook. Simple. Coffee was the trigger, notebook was the habit. 3 days later, Alex noticed something. He didn't have to think about writing anymore. When the coffee was ready, his hand just reached for the notebook on its own. It felt automatic, and that was the whole point. Habit 3. Make it attractive. Give yourself a reason to love it. Week 2. Alex was writing every day, but something was missing. He still didn't feel excited about it. It felt like homework, not passion. The book talked about making habits attractive. It called it temptation bundling. Pair something you have to do with something you want to do. Alex loved music. His favorite playlist, old jazz music, made him feel alive. So he made a rule. He could only listen to his favorite music while writing. Not before, not after, only during. The next morning, he made his coffee. He put on the jazz, and suddenly, writing didn't feel hard. It felt like a treat. His pen moved faster. The words came easier. He looked at the clock. An hour had passed. He had written 3 full pages, his best in years. And he hadn't even noticed the time. That was just the beginning. Habit 4. Make it easy. Remove all friction. Alex was growing, but he had a new problem. Some mornings he slept late, and when he woke up late, he skipped writing because he told himself, I don't have enough time. The book had an answer. It said, make the habit so easy that it is impossible to say no. Reduce friction. Set up your environment the night before. So every night before sleep, Alex did 3 things. He put his notebook on the kitchen table. He put his pen on top of the notebook. And he set the coffee maker to automatic so the coffee was ready when he woke up. The next morning, the habit was waiting for him. He just had to show up. That week, he didn't miss a single day, not one. Even the morning he felt sick. He sat at the table, wrapped in a blanket, and wrote his 2 minutes, because the notebook was already there. You're halfway there. Keep going. Alex was learning. He was growing. But the real test was still coming, and he had no idea what was about to happen. Habit 5. Celebrate small wins. 1 month passed. Alex was writing every day, but some days felt flat, no energy, no joy, just going through the motions. The book said humans repeat what feels good, so make your habit feel good right away. Don't wait for big results to celebrate. Celebrate every small win today. Alex started a new practice. After every writing session, he would close his notebook, take a deep breath, and say out loud, "Good job, Alex, you showed up today." It felt weird at first. Talking to yourself is strange, but slowly it worked. His brain started to connect writing with a good feeling, and good feelings bring you back. He also bought a small wall calendar. Every day he wrote, he put a big red X on that day.
After a week, he had a chain of 7 red X's. It looked beautiful, and he did not want to break it. Habit 6. Track your habits. The power of seeing progress. That calendar on the wall, it became Alex's secret weapon. What you can measure, you can improve. Seeing your progress makes you want to continue. But Alex didn't stop at writing. He added a second habit to track: walking, just 10 minutes a day, outside, breathing fresh air, looking at trees, feeling the sun. It was small, but it was real. He started tracking his walks on the same calendar: a blue dot for walking, a red X for writing.
After 2 weeks, he looked at his calendar. It was full of color, and for the first time in years, he felt proud. Not proud of a big achievement, proud of showing up, day after day, quietly, without anyone watching. The storm. Something goes wrong. Then came week 6. Alex got sick. Not just a small cold, a bad fever. 3 days in bed. He couldn't write. He couldn't walk. He could barely move. And when he finally got better, he looked at his calendar. 3 empty days. 3 days with no X. The chain was broken. Alex felt something drop inside him. He thought, "It's over. I failed. I always fail." He sat at the kitchen table, stared at the blank spaces, and almost gave up. Habit 7. Never miss twice. The comeback rule. But then he remembered something from the book. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss twice. He read that line again and again. Missing once is okay. Life happens. You get sick. Things go wrong. That is normal. But you must come back the very next day. No excuses. Just come back. Alex picked up his pen and wrote 1 sentence. Then he put a red X on that day. The chain was alive again. He didn't break the chain. He bent it, and he straightened it back. That was the day Alex truly understood something. Habits are not about being perfect. They are about coming back, always coming back. Habit 8. Change your identity. Become the person you want to be. 2 months had passed. Alex was writing every day. He was walking every day. He was eating a little better, sleeping a little more. But something still bothered him. When people asked him what he did, he said, "I'm unemployed." He never said, "I'm a writer." That small difference was destroying him. He didn't see himself as a writer. He saw himself as a failure who sometimes wrote. The book talked about identity. It said, "Every action you take is a vote for who you are." The most powerful thing you can do is decide who you want to be, then prove it with small actions every day. Alex sat with that for a long time. Who did he want to be? He wanted to be a writer, not someday, now. So he made a simple change. When someone asked what he did, he said, "I'm a writer." Just like that. The first time he said it, his voice shook a little, but he said it. And something amazing happened inside him. His brain started to believe it. And when you believe it, you become it. Habit 9. Join a community. You are who you're around. 3 months in, Alex found an online writing group. Just a small group of people, writers like him. At first, he was scared to share his work. What if they laughed? What if his writing was bad? But one evening, he posted his first short story in the group. It was just 500 words about a man who finds a book at 2 a.m. What he saw next shocked him. Over 40 people replied. They said, "This is beautiful. This made me cry. Please write more." Alex stared at the screen. His eyes got wet. People liked his writing. Real people, strangers, and they wanted more.
When you surround yourself with people who share your habits and goals, those habits become your normal. Alex started writing more. He started reading more. He started talking about writing every day. He wasn't just doing the habit, he was living it. Habit 10. Play the long game. Trust the process. 6 months after that night on the floor, Alex got an email. It was from a small online magazine. They had found his story in the writing group. They wanted to publish it, and they wanted to pay him. Alex read the email 4 times. He thought it was a mistake. It wasn't. His first published piece, his first payment as a writer. It wasn't a lot of money, but it wasn't about the money. The 10th habit is the hardest one. Trust the process. Results take time. Don't quit before the miracle.
Alex thought back to that night, 6 months ago, sitting on the floor, feeling nothing. He had not done anything dramatic. He had not worked 18 hours a day. He had not read 100 books. He had just done tiny things every single day, quietly, without stopping. And those tiny things had built something huge, something he couldn't even see while it was happening. 1 year after losing his job, Alex's phone rang. It was a number he didn't know. He answered. "Hello, is this Alex Carter, the writer?" Alex paused. He wasn't sure what to say. Then he said clearly and calmly, "Yes, this is Alex Carter." The voice on the phone was a book editor from a real publishing company. They had been reading his work online for months. They loved his style, his voice, his honesty. They wanted to offer him a book deal. Alex walked to his window, the same window where 1 year ago everything felt dark. Now the city lights looked different. They looked like possibility. He said yes. He called his mother that night. "Mom," he said, and before he could say another word, he started to cry. Not from sadness, from relief, from gratitude, from joy. His mother waited, and when he could speak again, he said, "You were right, Mom. I just needed to read something." She laughed softly. "I know, my love, I know." 1 year after that dark night, Alex walked up his apartment stairs. The elevator was still broken, but this time the stairs felt easy. He had a book deal. He had a community of readers. He had his morning routine, his notebook, his coffee, his jazz music. He still wrote every day. He still walked every day. He still never missed twice. But the most important thing Alex had was not the book deal. It was not the money. It was not the praise. The most important thing was this. He knew who he was. He was a writer, and no one could take that away. He sat at his desk, the same dusty desk in the corner, but now it wasn't dusty. Now it had a lamp, a coffee mug, and a new notebook. He opened to a blank page, put on his jazz music, and began to write. Not because someone told him to, not because he had to, but because this is who he was. This is what he did. Every day, one small step at a time. Here is what Alex's story teaches us. You don't need a big dramatic moment to change your life. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be special. You just need to start. Start small. Start today and keep coming back. The 10 atomic habits that changed Alex's life. 1. Start tiny. Use the 2-minute rule. 2. Make it obvious. Stack habits together. 3. Make it attractive. Bundle with something you love. 4. Make it easy. Remove all friction. 5. Make it satisfying. Celebrate small wins. 6. Track your habits. See your progress. 7. Never miss twice. Always come back. 8. Change your identity. Believe in who you are becoming. 9. Join a community. Surround yourself with the right people. 10. Play the long game. Trust the process. Small steps, taken every day, will always beat big leaps taken once. Thank you for learning English with us today. If this story helped you, share it with one friend, subscribe to our channel, and come back for more. See you next time. Keep going, one habit at a time.